Malfurion Stormrage was born in the tranquil forest of Valshara on the continent of Kalimdor, a land where the natural world and magic were intricately woven together. He and his twin brother Illidan were born into a close-knit night elf community that venerated Elune, the moon goddess. Their parents were simple but devout followers, deeply rooted in the ancient traditions of their people. From a very young age, Malfurion exhibited a profound connection to the natural world, often found exploring the dense woods and listening to the whispers of the trees and the creatures that inhabited them. Unlike his brother, who was fascinated by the arcane arts, Malfurion's interest lay in the secrets of nature. His early years were marked by a deep curiosity about the life around him. He spent countless hours observing the patterns of animal behavior, the growth of plants, and the ebb and flow of natural cycles. This curiosity was not just a passing fancy, it was a sign of his innate affinity for the natural world. Malfurion's life took a significant turn when he and Illidan encountered the demigod Cenarius during one of their excursions into the forest. Cenarius, a powerful being with the upper body of a night elf and the lower body of a great stag, recognized Malfurion's potential and saw in him a future druid. Cenarius took the young night elf under his wing and began to teach him the ancient ways of druidism. Under Cenarius's tutelage, Malfurion's understanding of nature deepened. He learned to communicate with the trees, to sense the subtle energies that flowed through the earth, and to respect the balance and harmony required to maintain the natural world. Cenarius taught him that druidism was not just about wielding nature's power, but about being a steward of the land, protecting it from harm, and ensuring its cycles continued unbroken. This period of his life was transformative. While Illidan pursued his studies of the arcane with increasing fervor, Malfurion immersed himself in the natural world. The brothers' paths began to diverge, and their differences became more pronounced. Malfurion's bond with nature grew stronger, and he began to see the arcane as a dangerous force that could disrupt the delicate balance of life. As he matured, Malfurion's abilities as a druid blossomed. He could call upon the winds to carry him great distances, commune with animals, and even take on the forms of various creatures. His connection to the Emerald Dream, a parallel dimension that represented Azeroth in its most primal state, became a significant aspect of his druidic training. In the dream, Malfurion could travel across the world in an instant, observe the health of the land, and intervene when necessary. This early period of Malfurion's life laid the foundation for the incredible journey he would undertake. His love for Tyrande Whisperwind, a novice priestess of Elune, also blossomed during these years. Their bond grew stronger as they shared their hopes and dreams. Though Illidan too harbored feelings for Tyrande, creating an undercurrent of tension between the brothers. The tranquil life of the Night Elves was shattered when their use of arcane magic drew the attention of the Burning Legion, a vast demonic army led by Sargeras, the fallen titan. The Night Elves, particularly the Highborn, were deeply enamored with the Well of Eternity, a source of immense arcane power. Queen Azshara, the ruler of the Night Elves, and her Highborn courtiers became increasingly reckless in their use of this power, unwittingly opening a portal that allowed the Burning Legion to invade Azeroth. The arrival of the Legion was marked by chaos and destruction. Demons poured through the portal, laying waste to the land and slaughtering the inhabitants. Malfurion, Illidan, and Tyrande found themselves thrust into the heart of this cataclysmic event. Malfurion, driven by his druidic training and his deep connection to the natural world, recognized the existential threat posed by the Legion. He knew that the arcane magic, which had lured the demons to their world, was a force that needed to be contained and controlled. In response to the invasion, Malfurion and Tyrande sought to organize a resistance. They traveled across Kalimdor, rallying night elves and seeking allies. Their journey brought them into contact with powerful beings such as the dragon aspects, the Tauren, and the Earthen. These alliances were crucial in forming a united front against the demonic onslaught. Malfurion's leadership skills and strategic mind became apparent as he coordinated efforts to defend their homeland. As the resistance grew, so did the tension between Malfurion and Illidan. Illidan's obsession with power led him to believe that only the arcane could defeat the Legion. He secretly collected vials of water from the Well of Eternity, intending to use its power to enhance his abilities. Despite his brother's warnings, Illidan's ambition blinded him to the dangers of his actions. The war reached its zenith when Malfurion, Tyrande, and their allies launched a desperate assault on the Well of Eternity. In a climactic battle, Malfurion used his druidic powers to disrupt the portal, causing a massive explosion that destroyed the well and the Highborn's palace. This event, known as the Sundering, shattered the continent of Kalimdor, creating the vast seas that now separate the continents of Azeroth. In the aftermath of the Sundering, the Night Elves faced the daunting task of rebuilding their shattered world. Malfurion and Tyrande, now leaders of their people, worked tirelessly to restore order and protect their homeland from further threats. However, Illidan's actions had lasting consequences. He had used the stolen vials to create a new Well of Eternity on Mount Hyjal, believing it was the only way to ensure their survival. Malfurion was horrified by his brother's actions. He understood the dangers of the arcane and the potential for it to once again attract the Legion. Despite their shared blood, Malfurion could not condone Illidan's recklessness. He made the difficult decision to imprison his brother in a specially created underground barrow den, where Illidan would remain for thousands of years. This act of betrayal by Illidan created a permanent rift between the brothers. Malfurion's heart was heavy with the burden of his decision, but he knew it was necessary to protect Azeroth. With Illidan imprisoned and the Well of Eternity destroyed, Malfurion turned his attention to healing the land and guiding his people through the aftermath of the war. With the immediate threat of the Burning Legion averted, Malfurion and Tyrande focused on the future of their people. They proposed the creation of a new world tree, Nordrassil, on Mount Hyjal. This tree would be a symbol of renewal and a source of strength for the Night Elves. The dragon aspects, the powerful leaders of the dragonflights, blessed Nordrassil, granting it the power to protect Azeroth and bestowing immortality upon the Night Elves. Nordrassil became the center of Night Elf civilization. Under its branches, Malfurion and Tyrande led their people in rebuilding their society. They emphasized the importance of balance and harmony with nature, drawing on Malfurion's druidic teachings. The Night Elves flourished, creating a new way of life that respected the natural world and shunned the reckless use of arcane magic. To ensure the continued health of Nordrassil and to keep watch over Azeroth, Malfurion entered the Emerald Dream, a vast ethereal realm that mirrors the physical world and serves as the domain of the Green Dragonflight. In the dream, he could monitor the balance of nature and intervene when necessary. His physical body remained in a deep slumber within the barrow dens, while his spirit roamed the dream. The Emerald Dream became Malfurion's second home. In this realm, he could travel great distances in an instant, observe the health of the land, and communicate with the Green Dragonflight. His connection to the dream allowed him to maintain the balance of nature and address threats before they could manifest in the physical world. This vigilant watch over Azeroth became known as the Long Vigil. During this time, Malfurion's bond with Tyrande grew stronger. Though separated by their respective duties, their love endured. Tyrande became the High Priestess of Elune, leading the Night Elves in their spiritual and daily lives, while Malfurion's presence in the Emerald Dream ensured the protection of their world. Together they embodied the dual aspects of Night Elf society, the spiritual guidance of Elune and the druidic guardianship of nature. Malfurion's time in the Emerald Dream was not without its challenges. The dream itself was not immune to corruption. Dark forces, such as the Emerald Nightmare, began to encroach upon the dream, threatening to disrupt the balance of nature. Malfurion's vigilance and the assistance of the Green Dragonflight were crucial in combating these threats and maintaining the sanctity of the dream. Malfurion was forced to awaken from his slumber when the Burning Legion returned to Azeroth during the Third War. Archimonde, one of the Legion's most powerful generals, sought to corrupt and destroy Nordrassil. Malfurion and Tyrande rallied the Night Elves once more, this time allying with humans, orcs, and other races to combat the demonic threat. In a final desperate battle atop Mount Hyjal, Malfurion used his druidic powers to summon the spirits of the forest, resulting in a massive explosion that destroyed Archimonde and much of the Legion's forces. The battle for Mount Highjaw was a turning point in Malfurion's life. He witnessed firsthand the devastating power of the Burning Legion and the lengths to which they would go to conquer Azeroth. The alliance with other races was also a significant development. It marked the first time that night elves had fought alongside humans and orcs, forging bonds that would shape the future of the world. The victory at Mount Highjaw came at a great cost. The World Tree was severely damaged, and the Night Elves lost their immortality. Malfurion, though deeply affected by the loss, remained resolute and focused on healing the land and restoring the balance of nature. He continued to lead his people, guiding them through the difficult transition to immortal existence. The damage to Nordrassil was a symbolic and literal blow to the Night Elves. It represented not only the loss of their immortality, but also a reminder of the constant threats they faced. Malfurion and Tyrande worked tirelessly to rebuild their society and ensure the survival of their people. They emphasized the importance of living in harmony with nature and avoiding the reckless use of magic that had brought so much destruction. Malfurion's leadership during this period was marked by a renewed emphasis on Druidism and the teachings of Cenarius. He trained new generations of Druids, passing on the knowledge and wisdom he had gained over millennia. His connection to the Emerald Dream remained strong, allowing him to continue monitoring the health of the world and addressing threats before they could fully manifest. The aftermath of the Third War also brought new challenges. The Scourge, a vast undead army created by the Lich King, continued to pose a significant threat to Azeroth. Malfurion and the Night Elves joined forces with other races to combat this new menace. In the years that followed, Malfurion faced new challenges, including the emergence of the Emerald Nightmare, a corruption within the Emerald Dream. This dark force threatened to consume both the dream and the physical world. Malfurion himself was captured and imprisoned within the nightmare, but he was eventually rescued by a group of heroes led by his beloved Tyrande. The battle against the Emerald Nightmare was one of Malfurion's most personal and harrowing struggles. As the world of Azeroth continued to face threats from various quarters, including the return of the Burning Legion and the rise of the Old Gods, Malfurion remained a steadfast leader. He worked tirelessly to protect nature and maintain the balance between all living things. His wisdom and strength were crucial in guiding the Night Elves through these tumultuous times. Malfurion's leadership during this period was marked by a renewed emphasis on unity and cooperation. He recognized that the threats facing Azeroth required a collective effort. The alliances he had helped forge during the Third War became even more critical. Malfurion advocated for a united front against the Burning Legion and other existential threats. The return of the Burning Legion was a particularly challenging period. The demons sought to finish what they had started, aiming to conquer and corrupt Azeroth. Malfurion's knowledge of Druidism and his connection to the Emerald Dream were vital in combating the Legion's forces. He coordinated efforts with other leaders, using his strategic mind to devise plans and countermeasures. Malfurion Stormrage's legacy is one of perseverance, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to the natural world. His journey from a curious young night elf to one of the most powerful druids in existence is a testament to his character and his dedication to protecting Azeroth. Through countless battles, personal sacrifices, and unending vigilance, Malfurion has proven himself to be a true guardian of the world. In the face of an uncertain future, Malfurion's influence continues to be felt. His teachings and leadership have inspired countless druids and defenders of nature. As new threats arise and old enemies return, the legacy of Malfurion Stormrage will undoubtedly endure, guiding future generations in the ongoing battle to protect Azeroth.